mental health is also as important as our physical health, especially when work. Our mental health is something that is very important, and it is something that should be really checked on. So in this session, we are going to focus on understanding and managing our mental health at work, which can be a challenge if we don't have these skills. We'll explore some of the practical tools and also strategies that we can apply immediately in case maybe a person is going through a challenge, or maybe if your colleagues at your workplace are going through maybe a mental health challenge. So as we begin, I would like maybe to ask us, how often do you feel maybe stressed or overwhelmed or maybe disconnected at work? And anyone who feels like maybe can respond, you can raise your hand, and we can also use our chat box to respond to this. How often do you feel stressed? How often do you feel maybe you are overwhelmed? Or how often do you feel you are disconnected at work, at your workplace? We can try and put this in our chat box as we continue. How often do you feel maybe you are overwhelmed when you are at work? When you are at your workplace, how often do you feel that maybe you are disconnected from your work? We can put that in our chat box as we continue. And I'm also waiting to see if maybe anyone can feel free to talk. Maybe you can raise up your hand. Or maybe the 10 people, the 9 people who are here today never maybe felt stressed or overwhelmed at work. Anyone who can share with us as we continue? Yes, Briggs. Oh yeah, Briggs says that that he feels that he feels often stressed and overwhelmed. Thank you so much, Briggs, for sharing. Any other person? Any other person who can maybe share with us? Yes, so mental health challenges are common, and I would also say that it is not a sign of weakness. In a fast-paced environment where we often push ourselves too hard, sometimes we tend to neglect our mental health. And this always happens because as a result of maybe high workloads, unclear roles. Maybe, for example, you are in that job maybe as maybe a personal assistant, but you sometimes find yourself playing the roles of the manager. You are assigned duties that do not align with what you signed for, and you find that maybe these unclear roles can make one suffer from mental health issues. Again, you also find that there are some workplaces where we find like somebody is exposed, or you have high workloads, something that you cannot manage, but you push yourself so hard to maybe try to please maybe the company that you work for, or the organization that you work for, and this can contribute to stress. And we say that lack of support often contributes to stress, and that is where you find that like a person like Brick says that sometimes you find him find that this person gets overwhelmed, or maybe get disconnected at work, or feels stressed because of the pressure, because of the unclear job roles, because of lack of support even from maybe the fellow colleagues not supporting you, and this contributes to people having stress. It contributes to a person having stress at workplace, because this makes you feel like you are so overwhelmed. If maybe you are doing maybe something you are doing with your you like the unclear roles, you don't even know like what you are supposed to do. You end up maybe doing something wrong that maybe angers maybe your supervisor or the people that you work with, and it puts you on the forefront of maybe being maybe targeted at workplace, and this can lead to a person having stress, or even experiencing stress at workplace. And I started by saying that maybe we should even ask ourselves, how often do we feel this? How often do we feel stressed? How often do we feel overwhelmed? How often do we get like you are even like going through maybe you're feeling maybe anxious, you're feeling that the work is becoming too much, but do we even try to seek help, or we just say that at the end of the day it's a job that is giving me something, it is a job that is I'm using to settle my bills. I'll just survive. I'll just continue. I'll not complain even if I'm going through this. Um, and and I want us maybe as even we continue, we think about our own environment, our work environment. What challenges do we face? And do we talk about these challenges? Do we even share these challenges with other people? Do we even share with our colleagues? Do we maybe also maybe sit with our bosses? Do we have these channels where we can present our grievances if a person is feeling like mentally drained, where we work, or maybe do we seek help? Do we have these channels? Because I've tried sometime going around some of the organizations, and you find that these organizations, they don't have mental health departments, and you find that even if maybe you go to such places to offer psychosocial support, some of the employees don't open up, especially when their bosses are around, because you feel that maybe if I talk, maybe if I say that I'm going through this, I may be laid off. But do you know that if these signs that we always ignore, if a person is feeling like they are drained, and we take them that if maybe I complain at work, it will be taken as a sign of weakness, in it really, it means that this you are like neglecting your mental health, and it is something that can really affect you because, as I said last time, our bodies don't have spare parts, and as much as when we are feeling headache, we visit at the hospital, we see the physicians, we also need to take care of our mental health. When mental health is not prioritized, it can also affect our performance at work and our overall well-being. I started by asking a question that how often do you feel disconnected from your work? If a person is going through maybe depression, if a person is suffering from anxiety, because maybe you are doing unclear roles which you don't understand, creating fear in you, and you start developing anxiety, it will affect your performance. And if a person is also having stress, it also affects your focus, because we say that when a person is having, when you are experiencing stress, you are not also able to think well. So it will affect your focus. And when you are stressed, some people are always angered. You always feel frustrated. So it also end up affecting your relationship with your colleagues. And imagine if you are at workplace and you are not in good terms with your colleagues, it becomes a challenge to even ask for help, to even seek for help when you're feeling down, or when you are going through something. Anxiety, stress, and burnout may lead to absenteeism or disengagement. No, when you are having anxiety, it will start even manifesting in your physical health. It will start even interfering with your physical health. You find that some people, when they are anxious, it affects the flow of blood, and you find that these people end up suffering from high blood pressure. Again, if somebody is experiencing burnout because of maybe you're overworking, you're not resting, you're not doing the self-care activities that we talked in our last session, you can start experiencing physical pain. You start losing focus. You feel that you don't want to face people, so you start disengaging from your work. You also experience things like absenteeism at work. And if if you are disengaged, it will affect your business, it will affect your workplace, it will affect the flow of it will also affect the performance in general at your workplace. But how's your mental health impacted your work? Or have you noticed it affecting your colleagues? Is there maybe somebody who can share? Maybe have you gone through something that maybe has affected your work? Maybe have you noticed that maybe if it has also affected the relationship with your colleagues? Is it something that you can share? Maybe anyone who can share. And there is someone I was with today as in the World Mental Health celebration that was organized by the by the national government under the Ministry of Health. And this person was sharing with me that when he goes to the office, he does not talk with anyone, because he has been going through a lot, and this has made him fight with people, fight with colleagues at work, and it is really affecting him. But now, during our session there, when we were marking the celebration, and he was listening to discussions on how people are affected at their workplaces, and they are going through mental health issues because of maybe unclear job roles, maybe like you're overloading yourself, you're not taking rest, and you're not even taking the healthy breaks at work. So he was like just sharing that this something very simple is affecting their relationship, is affecting his relationship with his colleagues, and it is something that they can talk about. It is something that that maybe a person can just sit and share and know how to manage this. So how has your mental health maybe impacted you at work? Have you noticed it also maybe affecting you, not with just your colleagues? Have you even noticed it affecting you with maybe your family back at home, your relatives, maybe your friends? And maybe what are you doing about it? And the first sign to managing mental health is recognizing the signs. Once you know that you are going through something, what are you doing about it? And as we are continuing with our conversation, maybe you can give me a thumbs up to know that we are together, and we can also continue leaving our comments on the chat box. I believe the moderator is following, and they will be tackling them at the end of the day. Kindly just give me a thumbs up to know that we are together. Thank you those who are sharing. I believe our moderator is taking a note of the same. Yes, thank you so much, Briggs. Since he's following closely, and our moderator is also taking note of that even as we continue. So I was just talking about that that the first step to manage our mental health is recognizing the signs. Mental health struggles, I would say that they are always visible, and that's why I said that mental health struggles may not always be. Sometimes they always not maybe be visible. They can manifest in physical, they can manifest in emotional, they can also manifest in behavioral change. When I talk about physical, there are some people, if maybe a person is going through, if a person is anxious, or if a person is stressed, this person experience maybe chest pain if he's very annoyed, and that is how stress manifests in a physical state. In emotion, this person may be very angry, and when you look at this person, you may see that this person is very angry. This person is very annoyed, and on a behavioral changes, if a person is annoyed, this person, maybe if he was or she was an outgoing person, you find that this person start isolating themselves. Or again, this person, if maybe this person gets annoyed, this person can maybe fight. Now, and you find that this was just a cool person, people start asking, how comes this person like is fighting? This person was just a quiet person. And you find that this person maybe starts just withdrawing, and this person may experience signs of irritability, and maybe you find that maybe this person was so motivated to work, this person was having a lot of energy, they lose motivation, this person drop in performance, they complain of frequent fatigue. Those are signs. These are signs that a person can experience when like that can guide one to notice if they are maybe facing mental health struggles at workplace. But I would also encourage that do not judge or label other people. You find that maybe if a person was so motivated, you would tend to find people saying that now this person has become lazy. let us not label others, let us not judge them, let us show a lot of empathy, let us encourage them, let us make people comfortable at our workplace. And maybe I can also ask, and the moderator will be taking note of this even as we put them on our chat box, that how comfortable are you talking about mental health in your workplace? Is it something that you can talk openly? And if it's something that you can talk openly, you can also give me a thumbs up so that I can know we are together. Is it something that you can just talk comfortably at workplace? Can you share maybe something about mental health where you work, or it is a forbidden topic? It is something that cannot be talked in at our workplace, because one of the things that will make us win, it is first to recognize these signs that I've talked about. And once we recognize the sign, the next step is now maybe learning how do we manage this step? How do we manage what strategies can we maybe take to manage these signs? What are the steps that we can take, or what are the steps that we can learn to be able to manage these signs, or to manage maybe these feelings that maybe we get at our workplace? And we can have coping strategies, and we can also use simple self-care, like small steps, like maybe setting work-life boundaries can make a difference. When I talk about this, you separate your work from your personal life. Well, you are at home, you separate like your job title, the roles that you carry at work, with your personal life. You work here, that work life boundaries, where you know this is my limit, this is what I need to do for myself. Then you practice mindfulness or deep breathing to reduce stress during the day. And we always say that when a person gets overwhelmed, you can do the deep breathing exercises just to release the stress and make you be able to continue carrying out the activities of the day. We said you can introduce simple self-care for yourself. Like maybe you have rest in between your work. You can also take breaks and practice mindfulness. You can talk to a trusted person or a professional. You can lead a short 2-minute guide breathing exercise that I've talked about. You can also and this breathing exercise is where we always say that you breathe in deeply through the nose, and then you hold for some seconds, and then you exhale through the mouth. And when you do this, you can also maybe just do a small self-care for yourself, or you can do a mindful exercise where maybe you can say your mental health deserves the same care as your physical health. Because I said your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And this is something that you should remind yourself. At work, we need also to create spaces where we can talk openly about mental health. When we move to our next slide, so maybe if I can just ask a question and we can put it in our chat box even as we continue. How can you encourage others to speak up about mental health without fear or judgment? Or maybe if there is a person who can also respond to this, you can raise your hand as we continue. How can you encourage others to speak up about mental health without fear of being judged? Yes, continue, please.
I think
I was seeing I was seeing a comment where Onesimus is saying, speak about yourself first for the other person to feel free. Yeah, any other person who maybe can share, you can unmute and maybe tell us as we continue. How can you encourage others to speak about mental health without fear of being judged? Yeah, so I would say that it is very important that we have. Brick says that creating a friendly environment for people to talk. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to say that it is very important to normalize mental health discussions, especially at our workplaces. And this is of importance as you may start like a discussion on mental health, and this discussion can get maybe a person to share. You can start by maybe sharing your own experience and normalize this conversation. And through this, you can help other people to open up and share what they are going through. I would suggest that we can have maybe maybe at work we suggest maybe like having leaders or maybe starting a support group where people meet together maybe in during the work breaks to share their experiences, and also this will help or will help to build trust. In these discussions, it will be also of importance to reinforce confidentiality, to also reinforce respect and listening without judging. Because when a person maybe becomes vulnerable and open up maybe to something that they are going through, if you listen without judgment, if you will respect them, and also if you will reinforce confidentiality, it will make this person to open up and to be able to share. Another thing, we should also emphasize openness, which reduces stigma and builds strong team. A follow-up question that I would ask, maybe you take as a reflection, what could you do to help create a more open environment at your workplace? These are some of the questions or that we should also start thinking about. If, for example, you are working in a toxic environment, or you are working in a place that gives you burnout, you can join maybe with your team and start thinking, how can you create a more and healthy environment in in your workplace, because a healthy culture starts with support and also understanding. As we move to our next slide, it's on building a supportive work culture. So a supportive work culture involves active listening, where you listen without judging, you listen to this person without interrupting them. You become, you also show empathy. This is um, try to understand their feeling. How are they feeling? And you show empathy, and then provide also uh, resources that can help them. So, as we are here today, how vast are you with these tools that maybe you can lead a person who is seeking mental health? Do you know the helplines that a person needs in case they are going through something and they may need help? Do you know maybe the platforms that this person can give? This is also something that we should have on our fingertips. We should also provide resources to help these people. Think about how you can contribute to making your workplace more inclusive and supportive. And this is because somebody said that it starts with us. If you don't talk, it will be very difficult to it becomes very difficult to know what to take. But this action should start with us. And uh, and this can maybe start by just doing things like maybe check-ins, having maybe a mental health champion at your workplace, having maybe team building activities. It is something that can really help us. So think about how you can contribute to your workplace by these small exercises, like having a team building activities, doing check-ins, having a mental health champion at your workplace. And these small steps can change your team. These small steps can create a supportive environment where you will feel there will be improved satisfactory. There will be also teamwork, and this will make us avoid having issues like burnout, because if a person can be able to express when they feel that they are overwhelmed, when a person feels that they are tired, they will get the support. And also, when you are doing so well and things are working out so well, you increase productivity. Yeah, you will increase productivity at your workplace. Now, let us talk about maybe what can we do, uh, maybe practically every day, to be able to help us even as we continue. So, one, we can introduce mental health days at work. Introduce small practices like taking regular breaks or schedule mental health days. This is something that you can also maybe talk to your colleagues, and it is something that you can organize and have. Then we can also create flexible work options that allow employees to balance personal and professional responsibilities. For example, like we should have jobs that are maybe, if a person maybe if this person maybe is going through maternity leave, maybe this person is going through a mental health breakdown, we should maybe create also flexible work options where maybe the issue of work from home. This is something that can really help us. And then we can also provide access to counseling resources. If maybe there are resources that we can even tag them on the walls of our offices, and this can be of help to our colleagues. Um, You can also maybe even have a discussion on which of the maybe the resources can be maybe realistic work in your workplace, and you have a conversation with your colleagues in regards to this. Encourage each participant to choose one small change to begin, that maybe they will begin implementing at workplace. Offer flexibility and work options. This is something that I've talked about, and it's something that you can talk about with your colleagues and with your bosses. Also, encourage regular breaks. The health breaks that we have maybe over tea, healthy breaks where maybe a person goes for lunch. Yeah, these healthy breaks are very important. Yeah, and because they allow a person to maybe also stretch, relax for some time, and then go back to work. And let us close maybe now this slide, and by reflecting on what can maybe are we personally be now committing to do. I'll say that mental health at work is something we all need to prioritize, both individually and as a team. Mental health at work starts with awareness and consistent small actions. Like maybe just if you go to the office, ask maybe your colleagues, maybe how are they doing? And you can also ask yourself, what will be your first step after today? What are you planning to do to prioritize your mental health even while you are at your workplace? You should also I will also say that it is very important to have accountability, like journaling, check-ins, and personal reflections. If you are not okay, you are not okay. Take accountability of that. Take a moment to reflect on what you can implement in your daily work routine to improve your mental health, and take accountability of the same. And maybe you should also start thinking, even if maybe you'll not be able to share here, but what will be the first step you'll take towards creating healthy boundaries at work? When I say mental health at workplace, and why it is very important, I started saying by when you are not mentally okay, you will it can lead to absenteeism, it can lead to neglect of roles, it can lead to low production, and mental health starts by even with the office that you are operating in. If maybe you work late hours, is this office providing you with enough light? Are you straining even to be able to work because maybe the office has has no sufficient lighting? Even the seats that you sit in, do you sit in comfortable seats at workplace that do not interfere with your maybe sitting posture? Are you taking care of that? Because that is self-care. At workplace, are your roles clearly aligned? because one, it will drain your mental health. And once you have interfered with your mental health, your body, your brain has no spare part. And managing mental health is very expensive. So let us take care of our mental health. Let us have healthy mind building and healthy workplace, and that starts with us. Let us be the voice that will speak to make sure that our mental health spaces will provide us with the mental health stability that each and every person needs. Thank you so much for having me. Over to you, Shama.
Okay, thank you so much, Gladys. We're so glad you joined us again. Thank you everyone who's joined. So we didn't know about this 1 hour thing, but next time we are going to make sure we can have a meeting for more than an hour. And you can find this recording on YouTube in case you want to go over what we discussed today. And yeah, I hope you guys left this meeting with a few tips, having learned a few things, and we will see you on our next one. Unless anyone wants to say anything. Does anyone have anything to say? You can raise your hand, you can just unmute and talk. Alright then, good night everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Gladys. Good night.